an actress whose body of work includes Food Wars, A Certain Scientific Railgun, and of course, Fairy Tale. Today she joins us to discuss the role of the illusionary Camie. Please welcome Brittany Kowalski! And next, he is an actor whose roles include Fire Force, Black Clover, and One Piece. Today he joins us to discuss the role of Stun Gun Hero Charge Bolt. Please welcome Kyle Phillips!
Oh, he voices Denki. Yay! Kyle!
First to the last.
Do the Saitama dance.
And next, he is an actor whose credits include Ruby, Tokyo Ghoul, and Space Battleship Yamato, personal favorite of mine. Today he joins us as the homeroom teacher Shota, aka Eraserhead. Please welcome Christopher Waycamp!
Problem child! Problem child!
And next, he is an actor, director, and engineer whose body of work includes One Piece, Fire Force, and several Dragon Ball series. Today he joins us to discuss the role of the hardening Red Riot. Please welcome Justin Cook! And as a special bonus, he is an actor who's known for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Five Nights at Freddy's. And today he joins us to discuss the role of Vanilla in this overhaul. Please welcome back, Kaminari! Hello, friends. Hey, welcome to Miami. How's everybody been?
It's been so good. It's been great. This is my first time to Miami, and I've already met so many people. So excited to be here. Have not made it into the city proper yet. I'm going to try to do that tonight, I think.
It's doable. It's doable. Just go out and make a left.
There you go.
If you go there at sunset, just the opposite direction of the sun, and you'll hit the beach.
Easy to get around. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, friends, it's again, this series, and I've told you this before individually, and I'll say it again. This series means so much because I've always said that comic book fandom and anime fandom were always parallel lines, and we're under the same roof and stuff like that. But this series got the crossover. It got comic book fans into anime, and it got anime fans into American Western style comics. And it's just been such a wonderful ride, and so I'm happy the audience myself. Thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you for your talents. Thank you for your professionalism, and thank you for the performances you brought to all these roles.
Thank you. Thanks so much. That's so kind.
And I think more than any show, I think this is a lot of people's first anime. Raise your hand if My Hero was your first anime. Look, it's everyone in the audience. That's crazy.
We can't see any of you. Kind of see you.
Are there people out there? Oh, there's the peoples. There's the peoples. So
turn 30, turn blind, bro.
So I got a bunch up here. So I'll throw some of the basic stuff out, get out of the way, and then I'll jump in the audience and take their questions. This popped up the other day, so I'm kind of using it all weekend. Ben & Jerry's wants to make a flavor of ice cream based on your My Hero Academia character.
Excuse me?
Describe it.
Excuse me?
Now this is a theoretical.
Oh, this is
It's a theoretical.
I was like, what?
Patty just broke NDA.
Yeah.
That's.
So you have a hand in designing it. So what would the ice cream of your character be comprised of?
Cold medicine. Nobody would like overhaul flavor.
I think it should say chocolate covered cherry, but it's actually chocolate covered raisins. Yeah, it's an illusion.
Or you could do the dumbbell, the Dum Dum Pops, where it's a mystery flavor.
Yeah.
There is a chocolate bar, a Denki Kaminari chocolate bar. I believe it's white chocolate and lemon. So whatever that would be, some kind of sherbet or something for Denki. That would
Some
be
kind of
lemon.
I'm gonna say dark chocolate Java with cherries. I think that'd be amazing, and I think he could probably even eat that. I could see him being into something that's really bold coffee kind of flavor, but also chocolate. Dark chocolate, I can see him being a dark chocolate guy, maybe. But I could also see him living in a dumpster. So I mean, it's a wide range of possibilities for what's going on behind the scenes there.
You are kind of like the Oscar the Grouch of the My
In a way, yes. In a way, yes. In a very strong way.
Yeah.
I'd imagine like probably strawberry ice cream, that'll get us the color, but then it's Pop Rocks to it.
Ooh.
Should have Pop Rocks too, for the electricity.
Or just a battery.
just an open battery.
Yeah, it's just a surprise.
The ones that you put your tongue on,
Yeah.
9 volts,
you're not
yeah.
supposed to do that, by the way.
Yeah, don't. Wait,
But
why
I
are you
have.
not supposed to do that? I've done that.
I don't know.
I do that to
It
wake up in
does
the
taste
morning.
like metal.
And the coffee.
When I was a kid, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, that chewing tin
Or
foil.
maybe just ice cream with caffeine in it. Maybe that's
Okay, sure.
I'm in trouble.
The kids are jumping around even more, and the parents are like, "What did they put in this?"
Denki!
Oh, the commercial is writing itself.
Pretty much. This is the inevitable question, so let's just get it out of the way. If you could pick a quirk, what would you do?
Like one we made up or one
What?
from the show?
Let's say what you can make it up.
I've never been asked this before, so I don't know.
Really?
I have to think about
I'm gonna
this
steal
hard.
the easy one first. The work, like just you end up at the other place you want to go. Teleportation. That's it.
I would like to send farts. Not like my own, but just like farts. Like, I guess make a fart and then send them places.
Make a
Telefart.
fart.
Yes.
Yeah, telefartion.
A fart illusion, so to say.
Telefartation.
Yeah, just some people deserve a good fart.
Surprised you didn't do like a fecal transplant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, like if you vape in the elevator, there's a fart for you. There's certain people, they should smell a fart. And like a politician on the podium doing a really, really important speech, and you're just like fart, fart, fart.
Can you
fart.
adjust the volume and like
Yeah.
the stench, the intensity?
Yeah, but just like back to back, and they're just like, is that me? I don't think I'm farting. Like if you're alone in a hotel room and it just keeps happening, but you know it's not you.
Yeah.
It just would be so fun.
The harder you focus, the worse it smells. Brittany would send like a spirit bomb.
Send me your farts!
Yeah. Lend me your stink.
Like I would know that like I'd be like, oh yeah, you stayed in for the night.
All night long. All night.
What is that sound and smell? And I know I'm looking at my butt. It's not coming out of my butt. Where is it coming from? It would just be fun.
It's got some tang to it.
I think that's the correct answer for this question.
Yeah,
It really is.
anything better.
Yeah, I always like Greeley's. The ability to insert a USB perfectly the first time, all the time.
That's impossible.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. I don't
That's a
know.
good one she came up with.
Yes, absolutely too. And what's been the best thing to come out of this gig?
Yeah, you guys.
People we can't see.
Yeah.
Probably
Now we think we're there.
You think you're there?
Yeah, there you go.
It's a really good sound system if there's no one out there. It sounds real.
Sounds good. All right. You know what's in there, so take one. Make sure you share it with the rest. And then make
How's it
sure you
done?
wash your hands. Bring some of these. All right, sounds good.
Is
Okay.
it farts? Is it a bag of farts?
Is it a bag of farts?
All right. Who wants to come on up? Just remember the rules as always. And also too, you can ask about voice acting. We're not going to take any questions about AI or anything like that. Okay. Hello. What's your name?
I'm Brendan.
Brendan. What you got for us?
Okay, so what comic book character would you consider your greatest adversary?
Like their character or them personally?
Yeah. Their character.
I'm sorry, we're distracted by candy. What was the question?
Your characters. Is there a Western comic book character you would consider them to be a potential arch nemesis across the order?
Ooh.
Is there a guy who, is there like a villain that just like
is garbage.
I'm pretty sure it's Pigpen.
Pigpen? Oh, right, yeah. Okay, Pigpen, definitely. Yeah, that is a good idea.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but the antithesis of electricity in like the Pokemon world is grass types, right? Ground? Not grass? Okay, never mind. I have to rethink my answer.
Would we say that Spider-Man has a heteromorphic quirk, or would we say that his quirk is kind of like Deku's quirk, where he was bit by a spider and then he has that power? Because see, Aizawa, if it's a heteromorphic quirk, he can't cancel it. That's why I asked. And if that's the case, then Spider-Man, in a weird way, not a villain obviously, but would be his worst nightmare. The other version of that would be maybe Batman, because Batman doesn't have a quirk. You can't cancel a billionaire just by looking at him. So he's
Lord knows we've tried.
We've tried. He's gonna have all his toys to use against you. So I would have to say maybe Batman if Spider-Man doesn't qualify.
Okay, so metal can absorb lightning no problem. So I'm gonna say Man of Steel, not Superman, but the Man of Steel.
John Henry Iron.
Yeah, Steel.
Yeah, Steel. Yeah, he's completely made of metal. Would be, maybe if it's insulated as well, he'd be fine.
Who's from the X-Men series, who's the one that can run through the walls?
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. I would imagine that.
I was gonna say Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shadowcat. Yeah.
Although Kitty Pryde would screw up electricity because she phases through electrical stuff and it.
Yeah, but Kitty Pryde.
All right.
It's like Jubilee. Oh man. No, I think Rogue. Rogue would be able to take on anyone.
Any of us, yes.
Yeah, she was.
But I can cancel her quirk.
Yeah. So, all right. That just ends up fun rows. Thank you for starting us out.
Oh, sorry. Katie's would be Mystique. I couldn't come up with who she was.
Oh, see, okay. There.
Yeah, sorry.
It'd just be a disguise off.
Yeah, it would just be.
A cosplay off.
Yeah. Think she could any.
It'd be cosplay wrestling.
Yeah.
Hey, get in there. Awesome.
All comes back.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Adrian. A big fan of Jessica You're Bringing Hawks, my favorite show anime. Best tournament arc still. We all agree on that, right? I was just asking, how do you guide the character when, spoiler for a 20-year-old anime, when Genkai died, how you get into the zone of that the script, that performance where you cry on the air. Man, that was beautiful, man.
Honestly, man, I think for any of us, in any character or any scene we're working on, it's ultimately what that animation is kind of dictating to us as far as what needs to be done, and it's just answering that call. And then it's also doing whatever the voice director is telling you to do. So that's ultimately it. Oftentimes you try to get too into it. Sometimes if it doesn't match the animation, then it doesn't work, right? So that's the parameter that you have to kind of balance everything in between. Other than that, it's just use a lot of voice.
Thank you.
Dave, you have a challenge like that where you were like, any character you've done, particularly high emotional moments where you had to like really consider as opposed to just shoot from the gut?
I only shoot from the gut.
Right on.
There are those cases where there's a particular scene that everybody knows is coming, and maybe we've heard about it a lot. Like fans will come up to the table and be like, "What are you going to do?" Like the example of that with Aizawa, season 5 with Shirakumo. Lots of people were talking to me about that years before it ever came out because they knew about it in the manga, and so I was thinking about it just because people were asking me about it. When it came time to actually do it, we just do it. You know, like we try to be in the moment as best we can and make it be as true as we can, and that's kind of the job, right?
Good. Hey, all right. Hey, what's your name again?
Colin.
What you got?
So I think definitely one of the biggest highlights for my hero was the war arc. So what was it like doing that, especially for you, Eraser, all things considered?
Yes. No spoilers, but the leg tap gave it all away. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, man. Well, I would just say the last 2 seasons in general have been a real roller coaster ride. Like, there are people that I still talk to that are like, yeah, I'm excited for the last season. I'm still on season 4, you know, and I haven't quite made it. I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, you know, I would say my main takeaway from it was just like, we always knew that Aizawa would kind of do anything for his kids, and he was willing to sacrifice anything for his kids, and then this was just the final proof that he was willing to kind of just sacrifice it all. I do feel like these last 2 seasons have been kind of nonstop. Like, I'm not a fan of filler at all, but I do sort of feel like this is like a breakneck pace as a fan, even just watching the show. I'm like, every episode I'm kind of on the edge of my seat in a ridiculous way. Like, I'm just like, when do we breathe? Are we gonna breathe? And so,
Choose a silky episode.
indeed. Wouldn't that be nice? We're like, let's go to the beach for one episode.
One hot spring.
Yeah, just for a minute. So it tells me that I think as we go into this last season, obviously I don't know what it's going to be, but they seem to be plating us up, setting us up for a really exciting climactic ending. And so lots to look forward to. These last 2 seasons have been just breakneck pace.
You really are the coolest, Eraserhead.
Hey, thanks so much, Colin. Do you spell your name with 2 L's or 1 L?
2, which is why I stopped doing personalizations years ago.
Wow. Okay, just curious. Also, Sega is legit, so thanks for repping.
True that.
Hey, what was your name?
Jess, but I'm more Shigaraki.
And and you had a big list there, but we figured out one good question. So go ahead and lay it on.
Are you guys relatable to your characters? How are you relatable? Like personality-wise?
I hate it when people touch me. That's just because I'm autistic, so.
I hope I'm not totally relatable to my character because she's a little vapid. But I guess I can be too. I'm very bubbly as well, but I speak normal English.
No, you say Riz cake.
I only say Riz cake now because I learned it because of Camie. So I was like, what is a Riz cake? Still don't really know. It's like charisma, but also like a snack.
Okay.
Yeah.
A snack that increases your charisma?
No,
Like
like
a power
snack
plus
with 2 C's.
You have to
like,
explain what a snack is.
A snack?
Like, oh my gosh, he is such a snack.
Like a hot guy.
Like a hot guy.
Oh,
So
I was
like a
thinking
hot
like a
guy
ho-ho or a Twinkie or something.
No,
Some
like a
hoes.
snack with 2 C's. Like a hot guy with charisma. This is how it was described to me. I'm much too old to say that sentence.
Has anyone ever called you a Rizzler, Kelly?
Rizzler.
I don't know if not ironically.
Or that you have Skibbity, Ohio?
Okay, 1. Yeah, 1.
Ooh.
But they were like yay high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Skibbity's
it's coming up.
confusing.
No, if you want to impress like someone who's Gen Z, just tell them they have Skibbity, Ohio Riz, and they'll be like, thank you. That means so much to me.
Wow.
No, Skibbity Ohio Riz is bad. That's terrible. What are you doing?
Oh
You're misleading
Doesn't that
them
mean you live in a toilet?
It does, yes.
I was trying to trick you, I'm sorry.
I ruined it.
You played a joke on me.
That's how I'm like Denki.
Hey! Good.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we'll flip back.
Yeah, no, the Venn diagram of Kyle and Denki is almost a circle. We're both very similar students because Denki's not dumb, but he's the classic like, oh, I have a project due the next period. We'll do it in the passing period beforehand, ace it, and then learn nothing from that.
I don't know
That
if
was
he's-
me in high school.
I don't know if he's acing it.
He might not be acing it. So it's like, it's almost a circle. But we both are just chill guys who like to play video games, and we can get along with the nerds and the jocks and the, you know, whoever. Like, we just like to hang out.
It's an oval.
Super chill.
It's an oval.
Yeah.
There you go.
Aizawa's willing to, you know, do anything for his kids. I like to think that I am too, but I've never been asked to like cut my own leg off for my children. So I hope I never have to make that decision. But yeah, kids are exhausting, and I get that on a very visceral level. So yes.
I do my very best to be like Kirishima as much as I can. He makes me want to be a better hero.
There you go. Great question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shiraki.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Olivia. My question is, who's like your favorite character in Nickelodeon?
What was that?
Wait.
You mean like,
Who's your favorite person to work with?
oh, work? Oh, okay. Like one of your favorite people to work with. Which is a little difficult because they usually record individually.
It
So
is a
they work with
solitary
the director
experience.
and yeah.
That would be naming our favorite director.
Well, so everyone here has the correct answer in that regard.
Colleen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Colleen was Colleen was our director for My Hero for the longest time, and so she had a hand in casting all of us, and so and she did such a fantastic job, not just because we're incredibly biased, but also because she really took a lot of care in the way that the show was cast, and a great deal of the strength of this cast comes down to her vision for the voices for these characters. So it's got to be Colleen.
But we're really lucky. Like every director is a little different, but they have their own flavor. But it's always a very positive and cool experience. So.
Mike McFarlane's brilliant. You were okay.
Yeah. I did cast you in Fire Force. I'm like, hey, Kellen, you want to be in Fire Force? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you scream constantly.
Cool. And I was young enough to do it at that point.
Sorry, bro.
Nah, it was fun. Rekka was awesome.
Yeah. Can't sink the clink. There you go. All right. Good question. Thank you.
Good question, thank you.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Ava. So my question is, if you could pick any fandom, which is your favorite, but you cannot pick My Hero Academia?
So a fandom of just any kind,
Yeah, really.
which would include sports.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just
Wait.
something that you're
I was
into.
thinking a show.
Ben 10 and Transformers.
Wait, which Ben 10?
Oh,
Oh, I always respect Mets and Jets fans. I mean, that's rough, but they stick through it. Like, they're a loyal breed.
Can gardening be a fandom?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm quite a fan of gardening.
I'm not sure. I'm big in the music, so music fandom. It's fair to say I'm a bit of a Van Halen fandom here.
Wait, Sammy Hagar or
You know what?
The other guy.
You gotta have two sides of a coin, right?
Okay.
So it all works together.
yeah.
David Lee Roth.
You're a record fan.
I am.
I've been a Toyota guy for a long time. Since we can just say anything we want here, Toyotas are undefeated. They are just amazing vehicles. I drive a Tundra right now, and I think it's going to outlive like every human that I know, just with regular oil changes. And this is me dadding out really hard right now. But Toyotas are the way to go.
I bought a Yaris in 2007, and I'm still driving it. It's got 236,000 miles on it.
Congratulations.
Still go. It
It
doesn't
feels
look
so
good, but it runs good.
It feels so good.
Can
to
you say
have
body
something
Yaris
like
10
that.
times fast? Body Yaris, body Yaris.
Body Yaris.
Body
You have a Yaris?
Body Yaris, body Yaris.
You have a Yaris?
No.
Oh.
What's your favorite? What's one of your favorite fandoms?
I gotta say, if I couldn't say My Hero Academia, Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right. No. Hold on. For that,
Champion.
you get two for that.
Champion.
Hi. What's your name?
I'm Nora. First of all, I want to say I'm absolutely starstruck to be meeting you guys right now. You guys are incredible, and I can't believe I'm talking to you. So, segue into my question, is there anyone that you've ever been starstruck to meet or work with, or vice versa?
Yes. Barry Bostwick. I am a really big Rocky Horror fan, and I was too scared. I was at so many shows and I never ever walked up to him or said anything to him. And finally, Justin convinced me to wait in his line, and I got some undies that said, "Damn it, Brittany, I love you." And it was a weird time through the TSA, but it was good. I was very startled. I couldn't even speak. I was just like, "Oh, you guys, you're Lanta." You're in underwear.
Because Barry is one of the absolute nicest guys in the convention circuit.
So great. I'm a very big fan. Yeah.
I was in Rhode Island for a convention, and this is during the fourth game of the World Series. It was Astros and I think the Phillies. And they're like, all right, hey, we're all gonna rent out. And Kellen was there. We rented out this sports bar for you. We're gonna go watch the game. I was like, all right, get the Ubers. I'm like, all right. So I get in with Monica Rial and Rachel Lee Cook. And middle school Kyle was like, okay, cool. This is fine. This is fine. Be calm. She was super sweet. We both have kids, and so we were just talking about our kids, and she was great. And she was super nice. We were hanging out. It was awesome. And then the third con we did, you know, because it's like no one's gonna remember me. And so I walk in the green room, and she goes, "Hey, Kyle!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" It was amazing.
First name basis?
Yeah, first name basis. It was cool.
I met my favorite Batman of all time, Kevin Conroy, at Arkansas Comic Con in 2019 in the green room. And I was sitting at the table with Rico. We were both just like eating sandwiches, and he walked in. And I was like, oh my God, Rico, that's Batman over there. It's Batman. He's like, go talk to him, man. You know, Rico's just very much, just go for it. So okay. So I awkwardly walked up to him in the middle of this green room. He was leaving, and but he was so gracious, and he allowed me to compliment his work and the work of Batman the Animated Series, which was, you know, the show that I grew up on. I just love that show. And he just kind of let me geek out for a little bit. We chatted for a moment and got a photo, and then he went on his way. And then it was, you know, not that long after that he passed on. So it was like, I'm so glad I took it. I owe so much to Rico that I took advantage of that moment, like when it came up. And yeah, that's one of my favorite photos of all time.
Kevin was one of our favorite guests here at Cal.
Such a lovely man.
He was a gentleman in that he was a gentleman.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was fond of him.
I'm curious about your answer, actually.
Why?
Because, I don't know, I can't picture you fanning out like over anyone in particular.
Waycamp and I were doing a show, I think it was in Rhode Island. And we went to a record store, and I ended up finding a Morris Day in the Time record right before I met all the guys from the View Askew universe. And that would be the crowd that I say silly things in front of, because I can't form a full sentence. So meeting Kevin and Jay and the clerks, I mean, just the whole group. So I've met Rosario now, and so I've got this whole thing that's been signed by, I don't know, about 25 so of the View Askew. So and I geek out, like right now, I can hardly even tell the story. So, there you go, definitely been there.
Rosario's a hugger. He very much is. So anyway, so anyone you met that you kind of like went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over, besides them, of course?
Michael Bublé.
Oh, I would go.
Thank you. Great question. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Celeste, and I'm kind of the same. I'm freaking out. Just like this lineup is crazy. First off, I've always wanted to meet you, Colin. It is such an honor. I love Glam Rock Ready so much, and just, you guys are amazing. Sorry.
Take a breath. It's all good, but this is a great cosplay, by the way. Everyone
else, this is great.
All right, take a breath. Okay, what do you got?
I kind of have a question for Aizawa. I went to do it yesterday, then I got here late because, you know, life.
I remember you, by the way.
Oh my God!
We've met a couple times, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Yes, okay, I remember
you. I gave you the ring pop.
I'm so glad to see you again.
Hi. I swear I'm not following you around. I just so happen to be here for college.
You're so sweet.
Sorry, my hand is shaking. Oh my God. I have a question for Aizawa in particular. I know it's a bit late, but will you be my Valentine?
Yes. It would be an honor to be your Valentine.
And this is why he's dead.
Alright, give another round of applause for that. Our marketing, our TikTok department's gonna love this. Okay, come on. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Catherine, and I wanted to ask, because this is a question, what are your thoughts on the My Hero Academia fandom?
They're great. I mean, y'all are great. Yeah. Really enthusiastic.
My answer is the fandom's amazing and the internet is toxic. But whenever, like, we go around the country everywhere and we run into people everywhere, and everybody is without question so lovely and wonderful when you meet them in person. And so I just kind of assume most of the stuff I see online is fake. Because I think a lot of it is, and bots and stuff like that. So the fandom is amazing. It's the whole reason that we're here. So we love you guys.
Perfect answer.
I love you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, what's your name?
Bija, my question is, if
It's okay, Denki. It's okay.
Sorry.
what would your characters be like irrational fear? They have one.
Germs.
No, irrational.
Oh, irrational?
Yes.
Germs.
Germs.
Getting caught in the
Rock slides.
All slides.
Overhaul the meat freak.
Yeah, I guess it'd be like swimming in a pool while it's thundering and storming outside. Like, why are you afraid of getting struck by lightning, Denki?
Bronchitis. I decided that if she got sick, she wouldn't be able to use her quirk. Ew, and she'd also be breathing bronchitis on everybody. Yeah. Gross.
Aizawa's greatest fear is commitment.
No one's going to tie you down.
Except with my scarf, maybe.
Although you did commit to a Valentine for this year.
This is true. I'm not Aizawa, and I will absolutely be her. I'll be her Valentine all day long.
Good question. Thank you.
Is yours rubber?
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah.
What you got, Kate?
I have a question for everyone. How did you guys get into voice therapy in the first round?
Oh wait, in general or just in My Hero? Oh, okay. So the casting process for each of you for My Hero.
I auditioned for Denki, Aoyama, Bakugo, and Shigaraki. If you notice, that's 3 blonde boys and a villain, because I play a lot of blonde boys, but I really just want to be a bad guy.
We have a pact.
That's right.
That if you get the hero and I get a villain, we swap.
We're gonna swap,
if
yeah.
we can.
Calvin has the opposite problem.
I do.
So, yeah, just auditioned, and Colleen in a director meeting, she was just like, oh, by the way, you're Denki. And I was like, oh, cool, thank you. And it just kind of happened, and then, yeah, it was awesome. We didn't fully understand the hype at the time, so, you know, it's like, oh, cool, like, it's always fun to get a character with a name. And then I think the first time I went to a convention, it was like, oh! Then it was like, okay, this show is really awesome.
I auditioned for after season 1. I was brought in to audition for Vlad King, who is the teacher for class 1B. And while I was in there doing that, my best sort of vampire audition, Colleen was like, I also want you to read for this guy. And she brought him up, and I was like, but he's already cast. She's like, not anymore. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not ready for this at all. Here we go. And I just did my best, sleepy Batman. And that was enough. So the process was incredibly just of the moment. You know, I showed up, I wasn't ready for it at all. I think that actually worked in my favor because I didn't get in my head about it at all. I just kind of did exactly what I thought he would be. And then it was about a week later, they were like, yeah, they need you to come in on Thursday. And I was like, for what? They're like, oh, I don't know. You're not Thursday. Okay. So you're over in studio, I forget what she was in at the time, 4 or whatever. I was like, I think that's Colleen's studio. So I walk in, she's like, all right, you ready to go? I was like, yes. She goes, did they tell you what you're doing? I said, no. She goes, oh, you got Aizawa. I was like, okay, cool. And I just like shakily walk in the booth. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. I was so excited and just trying to be cool because he's always cool, you know, so I had to get right in the pocket, but that's how it happened.
My experience was very similar to Kyle's. I mean, we all auditioned, and then eventually someone came around and said, you're going to be this guy. And then it's not until, you know, you start seeing that character in episodes that you start figuring out, oh, okay, oh, here's this, you know, I kind of figure out this character. So that's how it happened.
It's funny you say bronchitis. I swear this is going somewhere. So I don't live in Texas. I'm an LA boy. And at the time, the only thing I had to my name was Fun Time Freddy and Five Nights at Freddy's. But thank you. but
but thankfully that was enough to get me to Dragon Con 2017, 18, one of those, and that is a party con. So I did that and left with a good hearty case of bronchitis, and that's when Colleen emailed me, said like, hey, I know we haven't talked to each other since this convention that happened before that. We were both on the panel at that's when we met each other. But I would love for you to read for Overhaul and Sun Eater. And so I was like, okay, cool. Because I was like a huge fan of it beforehand. I still am, but like, yeah. So I read for Overhaul and sort of gave it this kind of Steve Bloom kind of thing. And then I read for Sun Eater with what at the time was my normal voice. She comes back and says, I really like that little like raspy, creepy voice you put on Sun Eater. Can you do that for Overhaul? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I spent I spent a good few hours knocking out the lines, and I booked it, and so now I just sort of put on my cleanest bronchitis voice whenever I am.
Thank you, bronchitis.
Thank you, bronchitis. Thank you, Dragon Con.
That's such a good. I got a email directly from Colleen with sides for Camie, and it didn't have a whole lot of description. It was, it had a spoiler in it about her spoiler, and yeah, we just knew that what we were going to put on as the first voice wasn't actually going to be her voice. So the direction was overtly sexy. So I just did my audition like this, and then later on she comes back and is just a normal Britney bubbly person. Yeah. So yes. Ha.
Thank you.
Thank you for your good question.
Well, yes, a question about the beginning, and we were just about the end, so I'm afraid this will have to be our final question. So, all right, what's your name?
Daphne, I was here before. My question was, at the end of the series, where it was going to end soon, which is really sad, how do you feel about it ending and all?
I mean, it's bittersweet. I think a common thing in long-running anime is filler and recap, and that can be fun or whatever, but it's sad that it's ending, but I like that it's like start to finish, like this is what it was supposed to be, and like that's cool. Like we can always look back and rewatch it, or there'll be sequel series maybe, or spin-offs, so I don't think the My Hero universe is done by far. I think we're still gonna probably get some movies or some, fairy tale for you fairy tale fans. It was so sad when it ended, and then 2 years later, hey, here's more fairy tale. So I have no idea, but I would be surprised if this would be the end of the My Hero universe.
Well, has anybody in here heard of Vigilante? Yeah. That is coming in April.
Where's the dub?
We don't know. We don't know. We just know it's coming, and it's supposed to be in the same universe. At least in the preview, it's got a lot of the pro heroes in it
Is
too.
it gonna be like the origins of each villain?
Stay tuned.
It's a totally different story, as far as I can tell.
No,
So,
but it has Aizawa's whole backstory with Shirokuma.
we'll see. We'll see what it is, but keep it on your calendar for April.
Yeah. Birthday month.
Hey, speaking of everybody's calendar, has anybody got any upcoming projects you're allowed to share with us?
For you Zenless Zone Zero fans, wow, okay. It's actually, speaking of never getting to voice a villain, I voiced 2 characters in that game. I'm Enzo, who's just like the bamboo guy. He works on bamboos, or not bamboos. What are they called? Bamboos. Bamboos?
What are you talking about?
Bamboos. But I'm also Lucian. He's the villain from, I think, 1.3. So that's cool. So if you're playing Zenless Zone Zero, you get to hear me a bit. But also me and Leah Clark, who's the voice of Toga, we've started a podcast where we're talking about like stuff we've worked on. So we're starting with My Hero because we're both in it. So if you want to hear 2 actors from the show talking about My Hero and fun facts and whatnot, because we've never seen the show. the whole thing. So Spark and Chaos is the name of that podcast if you want to check that out.
Any fans of Blue Lock in here? Any Blue Lock fans?
I just started.
So you just started? I'm going to start too, because just this last weekend, I'm the voice of Michael Kaiser. So get ready for that. I've never watched any of the show, so that's on my list to actually sit down and start really digging in.
German accent, right?
The German accent is coming out of the box.
Wunderbar.
Do you guys watch Shangri-La Frontier? Yay! So Kay's back and Oikatsu's back in that one. There is a new season of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime coming up. And we're getting a movie, and I'm doing the audiobooks right now, so if you guys like the light novels, I have 2 volumes of the audiobook for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime light novel out on Audible, and a 3rd one is coming. Yes, and Fairy Tale just wrapped, and hopefully that will get more things. So yay!
Y'all like Spider-Man? The new cartoon series out on Disney Plus now, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I get to be a symbiote in that. Yeah. And I'm also Vincent Patilio, the sycophantish assistant to one Doc Ock. So I'm very grateful to be on that. And then I have a YouTube channel with my friends called The Ink Tank. We do videos about Ben 10, and we're currently doing a comic dub of a very fun comic that's about the events of the series 5 years after. It's called 5 Years Later. So yeah, if you like Ben 10, check it out on YouTube.
That's it. Well, and a reminder, everybody, too, if you're joining us tomorrow at 11 o'clock here, we will have all of our guests that provide the voices of Boku no Hero Academia for the Spanish language audiences.
Yes!
So please come by and check it out. But if you're fans of the characters and stuff like that, it's always interesting to get their perspectives on stuff
Those
like
guys
that.
are awesome. Too.
They are.
They are, and I actually have bragging rights because I'm the only My Hero cast member who's in both the English and Spanish dub.
Who are you voicing the Spanish dub?
Oh, you know, there's a dog in the trading card game OVA, and Romulo, he was like, "You want to be a dog in the Spanish dub?" I was like, "Yes." And so I barked in Spanish.
Can you hear it?
Wow, I have no idea what you're saying.
That's bark in Spanish.
Oh.
That was a little more Portuguese. We'll work on it. One final question, friends. Joe, want to take a picture with this amazing audience?
Yes!
Absolutely!
Yeah.
Everybody come towards the stage, not on the stage. Come up towards the stage. Don't look over Colin's camera, thank you. All right. And of course, if you want to purchase a hard copy of this, you can do it at our merchandise tables, and this, of course, will drop on our Flickr channel as well. Make sure you subscribe to the GalaxyCon email newsletter. That way, I'll provide you all the links when you shop and all the other YouTube videos and everything else that you see this weekend.